Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Afternoon Market Action. My name is Glenn. My name is Glenn.
What are you starting, Glenn? And my name's Ryan, by the way. Glenn, how are we doing today, buddy?
Good, bro. I love your background. I want to move your head to the side to your.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That.
That way you can see it.
I love that background. He's got a big bullish.
You can't see the whole image,
but that's a good background. If you can hear us, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let us know that we are coming across loud and clear. All right.
Well, I figure I'd had put a background that really represents the feeling in the market over the last couple days.
Hey, rock and roll. Joey's got me with this boring background. He just
what is that? Binary
I don't
code?
know. It's something, whatever. But I've always had it. Joey's never once said, "Hey, let's change that, Glenn." Never. So that we got just the background. That's that.
Fair enough.
Jazz, you're sick. What are you sick of? What are you sick of?
Oh no, hope you feel better, Jazz.
I hope you're not like sick.
Maybe sick of this market.
You could be so sick of love songs, so tired of pain. I forget the rest of the
love songs.
What was that? That's Neo. That's Neo's song. That's Neo's song.
Did the alert go out yet, or are we still waiting?
I haven't heard it.
Okay.
I haven't heard it. All right, so I guess Joey says we got it. Glenn, you still think the Fed will increase interest rates? Nope, not anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, I think that they should, Akshaya, but I think he's done for the year. Thank you, guys. Everybody's letting me know the alert hit. Cold, fever, dripping nose. Man, sorry, Jazz. This is the time of the year.
Oh, no.
This is the time of the year. This is unfortunate, so I hope you do feel better. Jazz says you guys are cool, though. All right.
Hey, thanks, Jazz. We hope you feel better, buddy.
Yeah, I do, too. All right, with that. Now I got a new, wow, just that quick. Joey gives me, look at that, on the fly. But why am I the bearish
What kind
one?
of background? Oh, you got the market going down. Are you bearish today, Glenn?
Why you put, there's a bull and there's a bear. I didn't say I was bearish. Wow, all right. Amir says, hello, Glenn. Thank you for calling the Fed. I haven't called the Fed lately. I don't know if I want to call it. Maybe I'll call them tomorrow and trend. All right, with that, Ryan, before we get into everything, let's give a little synopsis on how we both feel about the market. What do you feel about the market right now in the current market's condition?
Right now in the current market's condition, I am bullish.
Okay.
However, I think positions need to be closely managed just because of all of the, we know about everything going on, geopolitical events, interest rates, Fed. But again, I've heard it here time and time again. Don't fight the Fed and don't fight the market.
I agree.
Fed's not raising interest rates. It's giving the market a reason, to breathe. So, I'm bullish right now. And one thing I do notice, the MTI is only at like 1.1. Historically speaking, the market likes to top out around 1.5. So from that basis alone, I see upside potential in the market.
I like Dave C. Dave C. says, me bullish but quick to hedge.
Exactly.
And that's where I'm at. I'm at the point where you can't fight the market. The market's going up. It is. I was starting to feel warm and fuzzy about the market because we had the big day yesterday, follow through from the day before. Today the market is up, but once we look at the candle in a moment, I'm seeing us pulling off from the session highs today. Ryan did let me know that we did get a confirmed up flash today, and we're still back at confirmed down, which means the market is pulling off the session highs. But this could be, as a matter of fact, Joey, put me into my first screen.
And while you're doing that, Mark asked before, the confirmed call is when the MTI and BSR are above 1. Mark, it's just the BSR. So you need price action of the VectorVest composite up week over week for 2 weeks, and the BSR. The BSR was above 1. At some point today when I was recording a video, I'm not exactly sure when, the confirmed call did flash up, but it was short-lived. That was, closer to the session highs of today. With the market pulling back, that signal is no longer with us.
So, again, I was starting to feel warm and fuzzy. I'm going to go to the market timing graph, and this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the wick forming on today's candle. here was my warm and fuzzy feeling. We continued to break through a level of the downtrend, which is great. The 3 and the 8 cross, even on the pullback after a level of resistance, we pulled back. The 3 and the 8 held. The 3 and the 8 is still holding. I do like the move finally on the buy to sell ratio. That means that more stocks are becoming buy recommendations during this current rally. It wasn't happening here. Now it is. So, with that being said, 4 days in a row, market's up. It makes sense that it should pull back. It's not pulling back. Really, it's still a green bar. But I am watching the wick at the top, which means that people could be saying, all right, I'm probably going to take my profits on the stocks that I have right now or take half off of the table, and let's see what the market does, because there is a lot of geopolitical stuff that's going on. So,
exactly.
With that being said, let's go into the other screen for my news stories. I'm touching nothing.
While you're doing that, Joe Mama commented, Glenn, Elway jumped 33% after their 28% drop after earnings, and today it's up another 9%. So what is lost has come back with an extra gift. It's funny you talk about that, Joe Mama, just because that stock's actually talked about in my 6 p.m. video tonight. That's one of my top 5 picks. And Glenn did inform me about that earnings call. But everything in the VectorVest 7 system looks really good for Lifeway, and it's one of the top industries in the program right now. So I like that momentum.
And the interesting thing is I could find no news why it fell as hard as it did after beating earnings. There was nothing.
Yeah, you told me they beat earnings when it fell.
And so just like what you said, it's rebounded because I think the smart people, just like Ryan said, showed that the stock is a good stock. Why? Why would it do that? And there was nothing that I could find, but it is now rebounding. I am in at every confirmed up. There will always be a reason to stay out of the market, but I have been in the market at every confirmed up and out at every confirmed down call. And you know something, until we get a confirmed up call, we haven't been there yet. We got the primary wave. We got the green light buyer with the RT kicker. We got the DEW. Everything is showing that we should be moving higher. I still think, so let's talk about some of the news, why I feel that we still have some more downside. Inflation slowed significantly. All right. Inflation slowed significantly in October. What it means for the Fed's next rate hike decision. And AIAI, as I mentioned, I don't think he's going to raise anymore. And we've all known that the interest rate rises is slow. All right. It is a lag. And is it catching up? Looks like it is. And now maybe with the pauses for now 3 times in a row, maybe the Fed's looking like a genius. Well, let's go to my next story. Cooling inflation
Time will tell.
Likely ends the Fed rate hikes. Okay. There we go. Next story. Something I've been talking about for the longest time is that nobody's talking about a possible government shutdown. U.S. House passes spending bill to avert government shutdown. It is another stopgap. It gives us up until February. We still haven't fully funded the government. I don't want to see people up there. We haven't fully funded the government. But it does give us up until February, where it is. The stopgap, there it is. The stopgap spending bill would extend government funding at current levels into 2024, giving lawmakers more time to craft a detailed spending bill that covers everything from the military to scientific research. This is a bullish signal for the market as well.
Glenn, I think that just gives some confidence for our holiday rally that we've all been
Santa rally
we look for this time of year. The Santa rally. The government, they kicked the bucket down till after the holidays. So as long as we don't get any curveballs, economic or politically, now till end of the year, I think we got a good rally here ahead of us. He said,
I'm thinking I don't know. And right now, when I also look at people working 2 and 3 part-time jobs to keep up with inflation, that's and that's just to keep up. I don't know if people have the disposable income to shop as much as they have been in the past couple of years. I'm going to be very interested to see what Black Friday looks like and what Cyber Monday looks like. Be very interested to see if that's the case. All right.
Glenn,
Yeah.
how long after these major shopping holidays does the data come out? Is it usually within a couple days?
Well, you'll probably see a month after they can put all of, that's what I think. After they can put
so
all
a month
of the
after,
data.
you're still looking towards the end of December.
Yeah, and they'll be able to say, well, Cyber Monday wasn't as good. Well, actually, you could probably get the data in a few days, not even a month. You can probably get the data in a few days with today's technology and say, Cyber Monday was the biggest one ever, or it was lackluster. You'll probably hear that in a few days. Too early for a rally, says Raphael. I think you might be right, but I think that what Ryan is talking about is going into the end of the year, having the Santa rally. Is it going to be there? I think inflation, though, even though it's cooling, I think inflation, though, is going to have an impact on people's ability to buy. We'll see. All right.
Well, Glenn, I don't know if you remember this, but when the Federal Reserve first announced that they were going to start raising interest rates, was this back in 2021?
I think it was, either that
2021. It was November, and we got a huge Santa Claus rally. Even though the Federal Reserve said, hey, inflation's a problem, we're about to raise interest rates. I think there's a greed factor when it comes to the market, and people want to make money. And I think that will have a play when it comes to the Santa rally.
Right. I like that thinking. Amazon is breaking out, and TGT had decent numbers after hacking and slashing. Yeah, we're going to get to that in a moment. This is one of my first stories. So the first three stories were about what's going on in the market. One of my first stories is Fidelity rolls out a suite of new ETFs and slashes fees. So this is mainly on the retail front. Walmart, now hold on, let me scroll down. Fidelity launched a group of 6 new exchange-traded funds, announced sharp reductions in the management fees in nearly a third of its total ETF lineup, kicking off what analysts expect to be another strong week for ETF debuts. So far this year, asset managers have launched 419 ETFs, according to Morningstar, taking 2023 a step closer to breaking the record of 475 new ETFs. When you look at all of the single ETFs, and everybody's looking for the new ETF that should be coming out in January to track Bitcoin, spot Bitcoin.
That's the big one.
That's going to be huge.
Well, Glenn, you just did a video on ETFs, right? With the Magnificent Seven?
Yes, because somebody asked me to do the Magnificent Seven, but instead of looking at the expensive stocks, to look at the single ETF, the single stock ETFs. I did a test.
Yeah, I love that video, by the way. If you haven't seen it yet, it really is a great way to get in some of these higher price stocks at a much cheaper alternative route.
And I gave a second way of getting into it on a cheaper route, which was looking at the options on them. Each and every one of the Magnificent Seven play options. So 2 inexpensive ways. And if we have time in this, I'm going to show you some portfolios that I've set up, tracking them since the call we had. So what did Robert say? Odie said something. Bullish signal is we crossed the SPX 500 100 simple moving average, now at resistance at the 45.10 level lately. So listen, we don't track just off of the S&P, the Dow, or the NASDAQ. We use the VectorVest composite because it looks at more stocks. We feel it's a better representation of the broad market movement. Glenn, we added some of yesterday's picks. Small. Way to go, Bill. Bitcoin, who bought at 25, I did making money, says Santalal. All right. Fidelity knows it needs to compete with Vanguard's ETF low expenses. That's what you said. Okay. All right. So this is interesting in regards to the ETFs, more ETFs coming out. So that was one of my stories. I keep that. Something, the ETFs gives us an opportunity to play a whole space, a whole sector and industry with one ticker symbol. I love that idea. Without having to hunt and peck for specific stocks, why not play the whole ETF? All right. Ryan's story is up here next. Mortgage demand climbs to the highest level in 5 weeks after interest rates move lower. Talk about it, Ryan.
Yeah, I'll be upfront. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not an expert when it comes to real estate. But I have a lot of friends who are real estate agents, and they've all said the same thing: is when interest rates start to cool down or drop just a little bit, the market gets excited, and the market is getting flooded with buyers. As you can see here, mortgage demand at a 5-week high after it was having some troubles over the last few months. So I've got a Pulte in my list. I think there's still a huge demand issue. Until we get the demand fixed when it comes to the housing problem, the prices are going to be elevated.
Why is the demand low?
Well, construction was low.
Okay.
COVID didn't help that. That stopped a lot of construction.
I think.
What other factors do you see?
I see that mortgage rates are still high. Because of that, mortgage rates are still high. If I've got a house that I've been in for the last 5 years and I want to go now move up, I got to now move from my 3% mortgage rate that I got locked in to a 7%. That's why. But because inflation is cooling, do the mortgage rates drop? They should, but that's what I'm looking for. And it says in here, applications to refinance a home increased 2%. Mm-hmm. Are you refinancing, but at that higher, look at that, for the week, and we're 7% higher than the same time say a week ago, 1 year ago. Applications for mortgages to purchase a home increased 3% from the previous week, and we're 12% lower than the same week a year ago. So is this telling me that mortgage rates are falling? Interesting. I haven't read the whole story, but that would be my only way of thinking that mortgages were picking up, is that mortgage rates were falling. Again, that's my main reason why I look at this in anticipation, but I want to see what the
interest rates or mortgage rates did move lower.
Okay.
Based off the inflation data, because this article did come out today.
Okay, understood. I need to read that.
So it looks like the interest rates, again, I'm not expert in interest rates, but it looks like they did take a little bit of a dip.
Actually,
and because of that
Ryan,
buyers are now swarming the market.
Ryan, I want you to sell me a house. All right, you're now a mortgage. You're a mortgage guy now. Excuse me. Next one. I did a story on Palantir. Looks like you guys liked it. Got a lot of views. But the thumb of the story was all about why I like Palantir. I did that story on, what was it, Monday? It was Monday. Palantir Technologies near the top of volume charts, and this is on Tuesday's trading. And today is Wednesday, of course. I've liked Palantir for a while. I just think that they, I said this more and more. They need to get their big boy pants on and turn all of these contracts that they're getting from around the world, global contracts, need to turn into money, need to turn into real money. And another stock in the same space is Snowflake. I like Palantir a lot more than I like Snowflake. I've done videos where I've compared the two. But Palantir is, in my mind, it is still a speculative play in VectorVest. It is, but it's got a lot of potential. So that's something that's going to be on my list today. Big story here, Ryan's story. Snapchat users can now buy Amazon products without leaving the app. Talk about that, bro.
Correct. So Snapchat and Amazon yesterday afternoon just announced a partnership. So before, when you're on the Snapchat app itself, the interface would have an ad for a product. And when you clicked on it, you would actually have to go to the Amazon app itself and actually place the order. So after this agreement, you'll be able to actually link your Snapchat account to your Amazon account and be able to purchase directly from Snapchat. So as you're scrolling through and you see products that you like that are advertised, you can literally click on it and have it shipped directly to you. Now, I think this is a huge move for when it comes to Snapchat. I don't know the inner workings of the deal, but I imagine Snapchat would be getting a cut of that revenue, of products sold. I would be surprised if they weren't. And in addition, while you're scrolling on social media, you can do shopping. You can find products that you like. I like it together. Now, do I think this partnership, benefits Amazon the way it does Snapchat? No, I think Snapchat will probably be the bigger benefactor when it comes, from this partnership. But I am bullish on Snap. With the market moving up right now, this kind of news coming out, like I said, it came out yesterday. The stock jumped up 7%. So it seems like investors, really excited about this partnership between these two companies. And me personally, I think it will be huge. If it does come out or roll out pretty seamlessly, and customers have a good experience with that shopping, I think it's got great potential here. And like I said, I think it does add, additional revenue stream to Snapchat. So I'm bullish on Snapchat. I can't say I've ever been bullish on Snapchat.
I don't care about Snapchat.
I don't care. Do you even have Snapchat, Glenn?
I think I do. I think Mimi made me get it. Mimi, are you here? Didn't you tell me I had to get Snapchat? Let me see.
It is typically a younger crowd, Glenn. I will say
me.
that. It ain't me.
It ain't me. No, I don't have a Snapchat. Mimi may not be here. Oh, I got a TikTok. I got a TikTok, not a Snapchat. All right, that's what she made me go get. She made me go get a TikTok. I ain't put nothing on TikTok yet. All right. Don't forget Datadog along with Snow. Datadog is another good play. But even out of all three plays, Cody, I am still on board with Palantir over Datadog and over Snowflake.
I think I just did a video on Datadog or short.
You did.
Because they jumped up.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was. Maybe earnings.
See, look at that. We are all over all things relevant in the.
Robert said, "What age is young Ryan?" 36.
Yeah, I'm so not getting into Snapchat, and I barely do anything on TikTok. Good time to invest in Bitcoin
or inverse?
Nah, I think I don't know if it's inverse. I'm not touching Bitcoin. I'm still not touching Bitcoin. Not yet. Not yet. All right, next story. Ooh, retail. TJX raises guidance again, says it expects a strong holiday as shoppers hunt for deals. Interesting. So now we're going back to that Santa rally. We're going back to, are people going to spend money in regards to Christmas? And I'm going to add my other story, which is Target. Target shares jump after retailer posts a big earnings beat. Even, and this is interesting, even as sales fall again. So I get mixed signals when it comes out of the retail space, but there is another side of this, is that I did a story, I think it was on Monday's live stream, talking about a lot of retailers have overbought and that they're going to be giving a lot of spectacular deals when it comes on stuff when they're selling. That might be the shot in the arm that the retail space will need, but they're going to be selling product at a lot less price. All right, selling INOQ. I'll write that down. No, we'll talk about that when we. You writing it down? Okay. Glenn, why so big on Palantir? Because Bobby, I look at Palantir and I look at all of the contracts that they have globally. Big contracts globally.
And a lot of them are defense contracts.
They're dealing with governments. They're dealing with municipalities. They're dealing with law enforcement. They've got so much money. Somebody says that there's a backlog on being able to fulfill all of that stuff. Palantir has got so much in the way of dollars that just need to turn into tangible dollars. All right. Mark says getting vertical, getting in and out of this market. Target has a problem with closing stores. Same with WBA in bad areas. You know something? That's another story for another time, talking about the increase in crime in a lot of different areas. And I got a lot to say about it, but this ain't the platform for me to do it. All right, if I can't back it up with VectorVest, I'm not going to get into it. But that's another problem within our government. And you know what they'll do? They may slow down on these stores or cut down on, but they're going to make it up on the other stores that they have open in the right areas. That's what I think. Are you able to look at the market timing and tell us what levels to watch? When we get back into the program, we'll talk a little bit about that. All right, let's go to Ryan's story, NVIDIA. And for the most part, I'm mixed when it comes down to retail. I'm really mixed when it comes down to retail because I don't know. But if people are going to be spending money, retail should do well. All right, NVIDIA.
All right, NVIDIA. You guys all know the company. You know they dominate the AI field, the semiconductor field. They're the top dog in the space, right? Well, today they just unveiled their newest AI chip, the H200. This is a GPU. Again, when it comes to large data centers and processing data, large quantities of data needed for AI, you need GPUs. And that's what NVIDIA, that's what they're known for, is their GPUs. Now, interest in NVIDIA's AI GPUs, the third little bullet point there, has supercharged this company. Now, the sales of their GPUs is expected to surge 170% this quarter. Now, I know a lot of people, feel like they may have missed out on NVIDIA or they might still be holding NVIDIA. But what I love about NVIDIA's chart right now is how the company has kind of channeled over the last few months. And what has happened is that our value in the company has astronomically grown over the last few months while the company's been channeling. So that way it's putting a lot less gap between what we value the company to be and what it's trading at. So I still think, the AI hype is live. They just released another chip. So I'm bullish NVIDIA, and I think we're probably going to see a new all-time high here in the near future. I think we're only about maybe $15, $20 away from that all-time high with NVIDIA. So I definitely see that in the near future. What are your thoughts on NVIDIA, Glenn?
I think NVIDIA is a good play in the space. I like all of the AI stocks. I still think that AI is driving all of the Magnificent Seven. And guess what? Mm-hmm. NVIDIA is in that list of the Magnificent Seven. So yes, all of those stocks that are in that space that I did the video on, I'm bullish on all of those stocks. AI is here to stay. It ain't going away. That's my 2 cents. All right, I'm going to go to your next story, oil. So before Ryan gets started, I'm bearish on oil. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm gonna let Ryan go from there.
All right. So the U.S., because I know we've been talking about supply and demand. I don't know how Glenn feels about this, but the U.S. just recorded its highest oil production month in history.
You know what that's called? It's called Frabernacle Bull. Okay, that's all I got to say about that. Frabernacle Bull. Okay.
So that being said, just from the data that we're getting with demand, there's concerns about demand, and now supply is at an all-time high, right? So you can see that being a lot of, putting a lot of pressure on oil itself. Like I said, when it came to Brent crude, $85 was my cutoff level. That was my support level. I think it's trading, 81.74. If it gets back above 85, I might be bullish in it again. But right now, I'm kind of neutral on oil. Not really touching it. Like I said, I'm out of my oil plays, have been for about a week or two now. I think almost 2 weeks. But yeah, I was surprised when I saw this. And I know we're not supposed to get political.
Amen to that. So I bite my tongue a lot.
But going into an election
here we go
with low gas prices is never a bad idea.
I agree.
I don't care what side of the aisle you represent. And that's all I'm going to say.
I want to know where we're finding all this extra oil. Demand bull. Where's all this extra oil? Are they sandbagging oil and say, hey, everybody, we got all this extra oil. Woohoo! Whatever. All right. John says, great.
John Boston says, great. We could talk about stocks, pot and politics.
All right. Big story here. All right. Defense conglomerate RTX's Pratt & Whitney unit wins a defense contract worth up to $870 million. Defense stocks have been a good place to be. Again, I've done a video on that. But defense stocks are something you really want to hold long term because a lot of this stuff takes time to develop before they can deliver on these things. But $870 million is big. So I like RTX. I like a lot of the stocks within the aerospace and defense. Boeing just got a new order for a lot of planes. It's in the same space. Yeah. And then the last story, and then we're going to go look at the stocks. See, mine is not behind the paywall, bro. I'm glad I put it in when I did. This is your Microsoft story.
All right, well, I had to give it about 8 seconds because we're on the lag.
Okay.
So just as I talked about NVIDIA releasing its AI chip, they're the dominant player in this space. Do not be fooled that the big players are not going to try to catch up to them. I will say that right now. They are going to get more competition. Now, they might be a few, I don't know how many years, if I had to guess, maybe 5 years with some of their technology, if not more. And a lot of it is dependent on TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, the manufacturer, and ASML for the lithography machines. But Microsoft, they're jumping in the ring with NVIDIA. And it looks like, they're trying to get off that reliance of NVIDIA, just as the title says here, because NVIDIA, they have a monopoly. When it comes to these AI chips, the video I did last week, there was an article, depending on what article you look at, I mean, anywhere from 70 to 80% is a decent figure of market share when it comes to NVIDIA. Some of the other players that are trying to catch up with NVIDIA, AMD is on that list. That's probably the closest semiconductor company that has the technology and the partnership with TSM. I don't know if you guys aren't familiar, TSN or Taiwan Semiconductors, they make all the good chips. They have all the contracts with Microsoft.
Did you just cuss? Oh, they make all the good chips.
They make all the good chips.
I thought you said something else. I was like, whoa, did you just cuss? Holy smokes. Woo. I started sweating a little bit. Okay.
But you're going to see some bigger names jump into this chip space. I would not be surprised to see Amazon and Apple try to jump into the AI chip space because they have the funds and the money to do so. And you gotta have a lot of capital to get into the space, and very few players are in it when it comes to these AI chips. AMD, they're behind NVIDIA. They have released a couple of their AI chips in recent months, but they're late to the party, you could say. Now, I will say this. This is what I like. You see there, can you highlight, or let me take over the mouse for a second.
And does he have mouse control? Hold on, Joey's going to give you control.
Or do you see where it says ARM?
No,
just highlight that.
I don't want to look. You got control. Dang.
Okay.
Stop being lazy.
All right, here we go.
There you go.
This is what I'm trying to highlight right here.
Sigh.
So Microsoft also announced a general purpose data center computer processor called Azure, right? This is what they're competing with NVIDIA. But look at it. It doesn't matter if it's NVIDIA, AMD, or now Microsoft. They are using the ARM designs, ARM. I did a short on ARM a couple weeks ago. It came out, $50, IPO, jumped up to like 70, which pretty much everyone knew because of the valuation. And then it crashed. Well, actually, it's been channeling lately. Okay. We might add, I'm going to add ARM to my list today.
Wow.
Because I feel like it doesn't matter if you get into NVIDIA, Microsoft, or AMD, ARM is going to be the benefactor.
Okay.
Because their new ARM structure, which is actually, once the chip is made, the architecture on the processing of it, that's where ARM steps in place right now. Now, the leader of this used to be Intel. Intel has fallen off the wagon. ARM has came in and just completely dominated when it comes to this chip architecture. So we're going to add ARM to the list. I'm big on ARM right now, especially after its consolidation over the, since it's IPO'd. We could take a look at the graph, but last time I saw it, just kind of been channeling around the 50s for a while.
Can I use my keyboard?
Unless it's moved up the past few days.
Dang. Boy, is such... So, Akshaya.
Joey being a buzzkill.
He is a buzzkill. Akshaya, you wanted to know... Huh? I'm not pushing no button. Akshaya, this is what I talked about when we first came on. I saw the green bar for today. I'm watching the big wick forming today. We're selling off from the session highs. Now, we still got an hour and a half worth of market still left. So I love the move. Started feeling warm and fuzzy. The market's just saying, So that's what I'm looking at right now. Neil says, sit, Joey. That's right. That's right.
Sit, Joey.
All right. So that's what I look at right now. Let's go put the market on to...
So, hold on. Maria, I saw that comment. AMD CEO, which is Lisa Su. AMD is my favorite company. I'm going to throw that out there right now. It's my favorite company. Lisa Su is a great CEO. I did not realize, well, according to you, is the cousin to NVIDIA's CEO.
Oh, are they really?
You see that comment, Glenn?
Huh? I didn't know that.
You did know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
So,
Small world.
Akshaya, I'm looking at the market today. We gapped up. There's the gap. So I'm going to use that as a level of making sure that as long as we stay above the gap today, we're bullish. But I also am looking at right now, intraday, what's going on with the market. Talk to you about the sell-off. There it is. There it is.
That's a nice retest on that support line.
There it is, right there. Boom. And let's go see. So that's what's going on in the market today. We're still higher than we were at the close of business yesterday, but that's what I look at right now. All right. So just keep your eyes on that. Actually, the market's channeling. As you can see, the market is channeling. Let's go. How much time we got? 2:36. I'm going to do something real quick. Stay there, Ryan.
Tim Price said he bought ARM at $49. Tim, I think that's probably going to work out pretty well.
I agree with that.
I think that's a good price to be in ARM.
All right. So we got the signal. All right. Just want to cover this real quick. We got the signal, the green light buyer kicker signal, and I am tracking portfolios. The Mag 7 ETFs up very little. The Magnificent 70 and more expensive stocks up about 0.25%. What's today? The 15th. We're up. This is how much we're up in a day. This is how much we're up in a day. I did a video called The Magnificent 7 Plus 2 where I gave you AIQ and I gave you Feng Yu. All right. And the day that I did the video prior to the green light buyer kicker, up 5.5%. Shut up, Siri. All right. 5.5%. All right. And I think that's all that I wanted to show out of here. Oh, yeah. And then I have another one. I got people who want to complain about buying high CI stocks. This was bought back on 11/2. All right. And up 2.69%. 11/2. How many days? There was 13 calendar days ago. It's not half bad on stocks, just looking at ICI. All right. So I just wanted to do that just real quick because a lot of people have been asking me, hey, what's going on? Blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to show you. I am tracking them. So in my other live streams, we will come back and forth to those just to see what they are. I want to eat my own cooking. All right. And for those people who want to tear it down, go ahead and tear it down. All right. But I want to show the people that we do these videos for, the people who appreciate the videos. I want to show them what's going on. And you know something? If it fails, I'll own it. If it fails, I'll own it. But we feel strong enough about putting out this content. We feel strong enough about putting out this content that I'm going to track it, and we're going to go from there. All right. Let's go with your picks, Ryan. You wanted to add ARM, right? Let's go add ARM.
Yes.
I put that out there because I got haters. But that's part of the game. That's part of the game. That's fine. All right, here's your stocks. However you want to talk about them.
Yeah. So we take a look at this list here. We got NVIDIA coming at $489, maybe $20-$30 from all-time highs. I like that. It is down today, actually, just over 1% here. You can see, some of those upside gains or that gap up, kind of fading away today. But look at that RV, relative value, RS. Some of the highest ratings in the database, across the board, NVIDIA, GRT at 42%, CI 1.76, buy rating, everything looks good here. Now, we got Pulte here. What I like about this, undervalued, trading just above $87. We value it just below $100. Now, RV and RS are positive in an uptrend right now, do have the buy rating, positive growth rate and earnings. So I like this. Now, Amazon, 143, we valued at 74, right? Down today. Again, the fundamentals are strong though. So even though these companies are overvalued, fundamentals are strong. We do have a buy rating today, positive growth rate. Now, Microsoft, same scenario here, overvalued, trading at 370. We valued at 227. If you look at RVRS, favorable fundamentals in an uptrend with the RT, buy rating. Now, past this one, we do get a little bit more trouble. Snapchat, this is going to be more speculative play here. We valued at $1.32. It's trading at $12.
Hey, Ryan, do you have a Snap account?
I do have Snapchat. Yeah.
Whatever.
That's actually, other than Facebook, that's my main social media platform.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Ew. Okay, that's all I got to say about that.
But if you look at the ratings here, look at the fundamentals. 0.11, 0.59. The company's not making money. If we look over here, the growth rate in earnings, -8. EPS is negative right now. So I think from this article, they are trying new creative ways to find, new streams of revenue and be profitable. And that way the value can actually increase over time. So based on that news, I do like Snapchat a lot. USO here, this is the oil fund. I'm going to say I'm bearish on this till next week when we do our testing. I'm going to say bearish from now till next week. And then here we got ARM Holdings. This is the one I want to discuss a little bit more in detail here. Now, ARM, the value, we're only trading at $23. The IPO, not far from where it's at right now. I think the IPO is like 52, 53, if I remember correctly. So we're slightly up from the IPO. RV fundamentally just not there. Currently in an uptrend. Look at the RT. Just got in a positive territory. But look at this. As an IPO'd company, its growth rate and earnings, 33%.
That's a very telling sign for a company that just IPO'd.
Mm-hmm. So I just want to, this is the only graph I really want to look at today as far as my stocks. So let's make this bigger.
It is bigger. It's as big as it's going to get.
Sorry, I had to readjust my screen. Let's see here. All right, here's 1 year. So this is when I IPO'd back in September. Do you see the channel here? I mean, it's just been consolidating sideways. It's right at this level of resistance. If you're not in it already, I'll be honest, if we can get in the low 50s, that would be ideal. However, for confirmation, I just like to see it break above this level of resistance here. Break out of this channel, and especially on some strong volume. You can see the volume's just really not there recently. But for an IPO with the market pulling back, as volatile as it was since September, since the IPO, the company really hasn't done much. There hasn't really been a sell-off here. When it first came out, it jumped up to 70. A lot of profit taking, from the quick traders there. But after that, just kind of been consolidating in the, the low 50s.
I like the technology. And John says, I have a filter on all my scans to not buy stocks until they were around for at least a year. But I'm with Ryan, John, that I like the technology behind this, especially talking about chips, talking about AI. I like this play even though it's not been around for a year. I think that the story, the innovation behind what they're doing, in my mind, supersedes the less than 1 year. That's just my 2 cents.
What I do like about its IPO, though, get rid of the first 2 days or 3 days when it jumped up to 70 and came back. The price has been stable for an IPO. Not a lot of volatility, like I said, other than just the first initial couple days. But I like this. I think this will be a big player, even as a long-term hold. I like ARM just because I study the semiconductors a lot, and all of these big names, well, I won't say all, but most of the big names in that field are using ARM technology.
And John is right. How many people bought Coin, Peloton, Beyond? Well, I bought Beyond and made 100% on it before I got out, before it crashed. All in the IPO and all of the stocks that tanked. ARM is different, yes. And I agree with that. I do think that it's different. All right, so that was Ryan's stocks. Let's go look at Ryan's stock picks from last week. How did you do?
Bullish, just those 3.
All right, let's go see. Bada boom, bada bing. You beat the market.
Almost 4%.
Nice,
yeah.
Good deal. That's not 4%. It's 3.72%. That's not 4. If it was 4, I would say 4.
Sometimes you like to round up,
right,
Glenn.
Fine. All right, good picks. Worked out. They all worked out. Way to go, Ryan. All right, let's go to my picks. What do I have? I've got sunshine on a cloud.
Oh, you're going to kill it today. You got Target. Look
Target's
at you.
moving. Do I like it? It's news. It's news. They beat earnings. It's news. Earnings growth at 7. TJX down. Double-digit earnings. Palantir, again, still a speculative play, but in an uptrend. VST and 23 out of these stocks. Even though this is the most speculative, it is even more speculative than RTX. 23% earnings growth in RTX. That's also news. I'm going to Palantir. That's my stock. That's my stock of choice. Word to the mother, the sister, and the brother, no other. Word 'em up, word 'em up. Yep. Little bit of a pullback today, but just look at that. Took out the last recent swing high, right about here. Took that out. It's got the 3 and the 8. It's got trend. It's got earnings. Listen, I know it's a speculative play. I do know that. But I still think that, let's put this on a 6-month graph. 6-month high, 1-year high, not a 5-year high though. I still got a long way to go. At least if I wanted to bring a profit target in here, I got a profit target of $45. I think it could surpass that. You agree or disagree, Ryan?
I think at some point, I won't put a timetable on it, but I have a feeling Palantir is going to retest those highs and find new highs.
All right. Colin says, cheer up, buddy. For every hack, 1,000 of us have your back. What did I hack? What did I do? Oh, for every hack. Oh, I got for every hater. Is that what he's pretty much saying, Ryan? Joey's shaking his head. Yes. For every hack or hater, 1,000 of us have your back. Thank you very much for that, Colin. ARM has been listed twice. SoftBank and China both will dump ARM hard when it's overvalued. Ooh, fair market value at 10 to 15. Interesting.
SoftBank does own the majority stake on ARM.
Do you think that SoftBank's going to get scared and kick them out? You don't have to answer that question.
I don't know.
You don't have to answer that question. All right.
Tom says it's security software hacking.
It's security for every. Is that what? No, I don't know, Colin. I think Colin was saying for every person that. I think there was for a hater. 1,000 of you guys had out. I think. See, that's what when I can't see you face to face. Two sides to every trade. That's very true, Trim.
Very true story.
Very true.
There's always a winner and a loser to every trade.
That's true. Glenn's picks from last week. What the flying flip?
Were you not here,
I'm
Glenn?
getting ready to think. Was I here last week?
You were here.
I was here. Sigh. All right.
Sigh.
Didn't work out right. All right. What time is it?
Pretty sure you had some tech stocks.
I don't know. I don't remember. Do you remember when we picked the stocks? You were young and awesome then. Do you remember? Okay. Anyway, let's go do customer picks. I don't
Let's do it.
Let's go see. Customer picks this week. I've got 4. INOQ, SMCI, ELF.
All right. So, give us your stocks.
Okay, I need 6 more.
SMCI is in my video tonight.
Is it?
FYI.
ORCL. You take it forever to give me the stock picks. There's 2.
MGK. BELFB.
Yep.
VLERF. AI.
Oop, I ain't got VL, but I do have AI. AI. Let's go and see how many stocks
SOUN.
Is that 10? It's 8. I need 2 more.
SOUN. OUN.
Oh, the sound. Okay, sound. AI stock.
And Ulta.
Huh?
Ulta was the next one.
All right. So now, remember what we talked about, Joey? Let me see how many people are here. If you want more stocks done today, I only got 10. All right. We get up to 100 likes. We'll look at another 10 stocks. Fine. All right, we get up to
throw
100 likes.
some
We'll
likes.
look at another 10 stocks. Here we go. All right, let's go take a look at these. How do you want to split it up? You want to do?
I did the top 5 last time. I'll do the bottom 5 this
All right,
time.
I'll let you start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody wanted the DNKG to go after ARK. So I don't know. All right, so there they are.
All right, so we got MGK here. Looks like that's a mega cap ETF. Vanguard looks like they're the fund holder here. Trading currently at 247. It is up slightly today. Well, pretty much neutral, 0.01%. So when it comes to ETFs, we can really only look at the technicals here. RT at 1.29, CI at 1.41.
That's nice.
Buy rating, only buy rating position in the bottom of the list here. I like it.
Okay.
Mega cap. The Magnificent Seven. That's probably going to be in this. And those are winners right now. I'm bullish on the Magnificent Seven.
Don't try to put them together. The Magnificent Seven stands on its own.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. I'm just being a jerk.
I'd say you'll get some exposure to the Magnificent Seven.
You probably will. Absolutely.
Now we got DraftKings here. Down slightly today. Look at this. Greatly overvalued.
That's way overvalued.
Trading at 37. We value it at just 258. Fundamentally, not there. RV at 0.18. Not good. The only thing it's got going for right now, it's a trader stock. It's in an uptrend, but fundamentally just not there. It still has negative earnings. I mean, the company's been around for quite a few years now. Look, still got negative earnings. But look at the growth rate is positive at 5. Nothing too spectacular. But again, when it comes to DraftKings, I am in the boat that a lot of the big moves are made in this type of stock when states legalize or about to legalize, or there's news on legalization of gambling. So I think it's definitely speculative. As far as a long-term solid investment, I don't see it there quite yet, especially because it's just so overvalued. But, right now, from a trader's perspective, the trend is in our favor. So I do like that. AI here is the next one, C3 AI. AI, that's the hype right now. But look at it. Trading at over $30. We value it under $9. So greatly overvalued. Now, it is up today. Fundamentally, just not there. However, again, another trader's pick. The RT is in our favor. And that price growth persistence, or CI, also in our favor. Great rating at 1.38. But look at the growth rate, too, at 16. So this is more a speculative play, just with the fundamentals so low with the RV and RS. However, I do like this company. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some better buying opportunities in the future. I'm more of a trader on this position than I'm an investor right now at these price levels. SOUN.
Another AI stock.
Here, Soundhound. Huh?
Another AI stock.
Yep. A lot of stocks in this AI space are overvalued because they're just not profitable right now. When we value a company, we take profits into consideration. We're just not solely focused on the AI hype. We actually have mathematical formulas to properly value companies, and I do respect that. But look, it's up today, 5%. Again, fundamentally just not there. But from the trader's perspective, RT is in our favor at 1.14. However, look at the CI at 0.27. That's showing me that price growth persistence is very weak on this position. So if I am up, ultimately what I'll say is I wouldn't get greedy when it comes to profits, when it comes to this stock. I like the idea of having a trailing stop on this because we're seeing a lot of that momentum to the upside. But again, as far as longevity, the CI is just telling me, a different picture there, that this is more of a short-term play. And then the last one here, we got IONQ or Ionic. Again, trading just above 13, greatly overvalued. We value just over $2. Up today, though. Fundamentally weak. However, look at the RT. Not quite there at 0.92. So the company's still in a downtrend. However, look at the CI rating at 1.54. Let me look at the graph here. Let's pull up the graph. I do like this. Because RT being below 1, showing me that there could be some bottom fishing opportunities there, right? And we're seeing that. You see, let's zoom in here. We're seeing the high here. It's really small on my screen. What's that high say, Glenn?
Hold on. High is 2160.
2160. And you can see the price action here going to the upside. What are these moving averages?
Yeah,
You got EMAs here.
In the 20. Simple.
So the 3 and 8. The 3 is above the 8, and the 20 is this.
Yeah, and it's above. Wow, look.
Yeah, the 3 and 8 just crossed above the 20. So this actually looks good from a bottom fishing perspective.
I do like that coming off.
To ride this momentum from the market. I like this a lot. With this consolidation, let's do. Well, actually, yeah, right where this line is to this level of resistance here. I could see a little pressure under price action there, but ultimately, I like this from a bottom fishing perspective. You got, Glenn just drew the trend line down there. So if you're in this position, this being a more speculative play, I like using that 3 and 8 day moving average for this. I do like that idea. You're just getting quick profits, riding this momentum of the market. But again, you can always buy back into this position. But I see it as a short-term play right now. Good bottom figure. I like this a lot. Who mentioned this stock?
I don't know. I was watching the same way you was. I don't know.
I don't know.
Someone just.
Well, if you did mention this stock, I do like it from a bottom fishing perspective. Quick trade route, and just ride this momentum of the market right now.
Someone asked me if they could day trade the Qs, the TQQQ.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Let me take off the stop. Absolutely. I can put on moving averages. How about from a 1 minute bars? Here's the 3-8 cross. Boom, 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 and to the 3-8 cross to the downside, or whatever you want to do. That was a good opportunity. Turn around and short it or buy puts. Next 3-8 cross, boom, 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 until right here. So yes, you can day trade any stock, D. Frank, in the VectorVest system. This is actually go find.
In TQQQ, they have weeklies.
Oh, so they have weeklies. That's another. Then I would put it on.
They do have weeklies.
Probably like a 1 month graph. And as long as the 3 and the 8 is end of day above, I'd be bullish. When the 3 and the 8 are when the 3 is below the 8 on an end of day graph, I'd be bearish. So can you day trade it? Yes. Can you swing trade it? Yes. Right.
You can definitely day trade it. So I will say 99% of my trades over the past few years since I've been doing this have been in the Qs. A lot of people here on the sales floor, they trade TQQQ because the options are cheaper, because it's a cheaper position. So it is a good way to play the Qs without having to pay such high premiums.
Look at that crossover and look at if you bought calls. And even on this down day, the 3 and the 8 didn't fail. Keeps you in.
Mm-mm.
Keeps you in. You like that. Spreads in the TQQQ are too wide. Well, that's if you're putting on like a bull call or bear put. But I'm all about.
No, are you talking about the bid? I think John's talking about the bid and ask spreads.
Oh, is that what he's saying?
Yeah, the volume. Well, on TQQQ, because again, I trade these a lot, especially when it comes to options.
You got control.
Oh, he said, actually, I take it isn't too wide. Well, I was going to say, if you go expirations further out, a couple months out, the further you go out in expirations, the more likely you are to see gaps when it comes between the bid and ask.
All right.
But still a lot of volume on TQQQ when it comes to their daily option trades.
I like this from a swing trade perspective, especially for options. And if you want to day trade it, you can, as I showed you, you can. All right. Real quick, top 5. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah. John Bossa says 10 cents wide. Is that this week's expiration, John, or a couple weeks out?
I want to trade my IRA account. I don't know. I know in our 401k, there's only a certain percentage that we can self-manage. I don't know how that works in an IRA. I don't know if it's the same thing in an IRA. I don't know. All right. Top 5, SMCI. You notice that the two pretty beautifying stocks are in this list together, both moving up. Elf is moving up faster than Ulta. They both make money. Elf makes more.
If there's any ladies, or maybe even guys might know this, is Elf beauty products sold in Ulta? Does anyone know that? Just curious. And ironically, I was actually talking to someone I know about Elf, because I always see the stock, but I don't know too much about, beauty care and makeup and stuff.
It says no.
But what I didn't realize is that Elf Beauty, their claim to fame is that some of their products have comparable results to products costing, a lot more money. I think the example that was used in the conversation I had was compared to, was it Sephora or Sephora?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Sephora. Someone might correct me in the comment channel. Like I said, not my realm. But if anyone, I'm just curious if Elf is sold in Ulta. So
John says, Joey, where do you get your Elf products? Guess what, John? He doesn't use them. I'm looking at him. Yeah. He doesn't use
I'm
Elf
looking
or
at
Ulta.
him. He doesn't use them.
He don't use none of that stuff. I'm just saying.
John says, I thought Elf was sold at Target. And it might be like I didn't know.
I don't know either.
I was just curious. Because I know if they do carry at Ulta, that might help Ulta stock, because a lot of consumers, we always talk about consumers are strapped
but
right
Ulta
now.
is a store, right?
Ulta's a store. That's what I'm saying.
Ulta's a store.
Drew said Elf on a shelf.
Joyce says not sold in Ulta.
Okay, I didn't think so.
All right. So as I look at the stocks at the top of the list, fundamentally sound, fundamentally sound, fundamentally sound, fundamentally sound. Oracle has been around forever. Positive earnings, double-digit earnings growth. Ulta, undervalued, fundamentally sound, 16% earnings growth. Elf, on the other hand, is way overvalued. So if you're looking at a longer-term play, I'd like the undervalued play of Ulta. But Elf is moving. You can't deny that. They're both nicely up today. Bellfuse, undervalued, almost fundamentally sound. Relative safety is just below 1. In an uptrend, 31%. Man, the top 5 are good, solid stocks. So this is how we're going to end it. Hot or not. That's how we're going to end it today. Hot or not.
I like it.
6-month graph. Here we go. I need your answers quick. And we only got 67 likes, so guess what? We're not looking at 10 more of your stocks. How about that? All right. Hot or not? Ooh, look at that.
Hot.
Of course you're going to say hot. Of course you're going to say hot. I don't know.
A nice retest on that line today.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. It's a buy recommendation. Hot or not? I'm going to say it's retesting. You're right. It is retesting. I'm going to be neutral on this. I'm not going to call this hot. John says caliente. I didn't say.
You don't get to be neutral.
Oh, I got to say hot or not? Then not. I'm going to say.
You're just going to say or.
I'm going to say
I guess
not.
you could say or.
What did John say? John, I'm a guy and I don't use.
Glenn, you should know better. If you have to convince yourself, you shouldn't do it.
That's why I said not. I had to convince myself. So I'm going to say not. All right. SMCI is a killer. Always kills me. SMCI up huge yesterday. I'm not ready to take that. I'm going to say not. All right. Next one. Hot or not? Tell you what I'm looking at.
It is above that level of support right now. But look at that wick at that prior
that's
swing
some
high.
sell-off right there, ain't it?
I'm going to say not.
I'm going to say, unless it broke through that, not as well. I'm going to say not. All right. Go to the next one. Is that earnings play?
Hey, we just got a buy rating on it today. 3 just crossed above the 8.
Yeah.
Broke a level support.
That's kind of parabolic,
sitting at a
bro.
level of resistance.
That's kind of parabolic.
Huh? Yeah.
I'm going to say not, only because the wick stopped right at that level of resistance. I'm going to say not. I do like the
I'm going to
earnings,
say
though.
not.
What do you call it, hot or not?
Not.
Okay.
It's just had too much of a move in the past 3 days.
Look at this one, though. I'm going to call hot on this. It broke through. Very little wick at the top. RT just went above 1. Earnings is steadily rising above average volume. This one I call hot. Elf I don't call hot.
I don't see any resistance in sight. I do see the fresh buy rating as of today. I'm going to go hot as well. And right where that gold line is, that swing low that touches it about halfway through the chart, I think that would be my level of concern as far as, taking some profits off the
that's
trade.
at 436.25. That's my profit. That would be my profit target right there.
Yeah.
Alta is hot. Elf not so hot. Yeah, I'm with you on that, John. All right, next one. Oracle.
It's got a big gap to fill. Is that a gap down?
Right here?
No, the big gap from its last earnings. That is a gap down from its last earnings.
Here's the
back in September. You see that big gap down? I like it. We got to fill the gap.
Okay.
We're already in the gap.
I think that
we're sitting at a level of support right now. It's hot, but I'm going to put a tight stop on it.
I agree with that.
Because any further down action, I think it's over.
But it's testing that level of resistance right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm with you. Love the earnings per share.
Yeah.
Hot or not? Large cap tech stocks moving. Magnificent Seven probably in here. It's a green candle, which means the price is lower than the high, but there's a gap. It hasn't faded it yet. I'm gonna call that hot.
Yeah. Well, you just saying you like the Magnificent Seven.
I agree.
No, but I think the 3 above the 8, we got buy ratings on it. I'd let it ride. It's worth the risk, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
It's worth the risk.
All right, next. Hot or not? Now, we looked at the fundamentals and the stuff on the stock. You called this more of a trade.
Yeah, as long as that 3
is above the 8.
If I'm in the position already, as long as the 3 is above the 8, I'm hot on it. But right now, if I'm going to buy it today, I'm going to say not, just because look at that upper wick.
And it's a down day. It's a down day. I probably wouldn't buy it today. But I do like the move. If you're in it, I'm with Ryan. If you're in it, leave it alone. And that's coming off of earnings. It's been moving up. And love the earnings per share. All right, next stock. Hot or not?
I'm going to go hot.
I'm going to go hot up, and I'm going to give a price target. I'm going to give a price target to this level of 37.54.
That's exactly where my target would be.
I like the breakthrough through 2 levels of resistance, now support. I see the big wick, but it's in no man's land right now. There's a gap. It hasn't faded yet. I would actually use that gap as a level of my line in the sand too. All right, next stock. Ooh, I'm gonna call hot. This has got some space to go. On above average value.
The high is what? Close to $5. We're only at 223.
Yeah. I like
that. And those,
I'm going to give a profit target though. About 268. After that, the stock's got room to go up to the 6-month high. All right. And the last stock. I like the move. I don't know what line that is. I like the move.
I'm going to go hot.
I am with a profit.
The only reason why I'm going hot is because of the positivity that we're seeing in the market over the last 3 days, inflation cooling, things of that nature. This is a tech company, so it should benefit from that. I'm playing that 3 and 8. Nice momentum trade here.
Okay. How many? Like 76? No more stocks. Not for today. We'll try. We'll try it again for tomorrow. All right. We'll try it again for tomorrow. For the next week. All right. What else we got to say? We're going to be in Dallas in a couple of weeks. Don't forget about that. Go to www.vectorvest.com/Dallas. It's a free live event. All right.
So if you're in the Dallas area, definitely worth going to.
Forget that. Even if you're not in the Dallas area, go fly there for the live event.
Just fly
there. It's going to be well worth it. All right. Nice job. Love the new format. Hot or not was fun. Just to let you know, Robert, that was Ryan's idea. All Ryan's idea. So I think it was a great call to make that as well. When y'all come in the vein, we were just in Canada. I was just in, where was I? In Canada.
You're on the East
Toronto.
Coast.
I wasn't at Golden Corral in Canada. Sigh. We were just in Toronto.
You say there wasn't a Golden Corral?
No, Joey says I was at Golden Corral, Canada.
asked me where you just were. I said Golden Corral.
I wasn't at Golden Corral. I went and they were
Oh,
crowded.
you were there. See?
Did you go yesterday?
No, I went Monday.
Oh,
I went
Monday.
Monday. They had a Veterans Appreciation Night, and the line was out the door.
nice.
I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I ain't doing that. Toronto. I was in Toronto. That's where I was. I was in Toronto. All right. David says, I met you there. See, he met me there. Robert met me in California. Robert got to meet me in California. A couple of people. I met a couple of people from VV Nation. Not Florida, in California. And now we're going to Dallas. I don't like the volume on NGK. I got you, Jerry. Again, we were just calling it hot or not. Now we got to go. I'm tired. I got to go to Golden Corral.
I signed this out last week.
did?
Your turn, Glenn. Because I know you. What you trying to get? You trying to get that chocolate fountain?
No, I'm not
you?
doing that. That's the one thing I don't do at Golden Corral. Too many little kids running around, sticking me, I'm not doing the chocolate fountain. INOQ is hot. We called it hot. We did call it hot. We got a level of resistance on it for profit target. So we did call it hot. What is Golden Corral? That's where you go and get a buffet and eat all you want to eat.
John, that is a buffet.
It is
a Southern style buffet.
It is a buffet. All right.
Nat said Golden Corral. No.
You can eat a salad at Golden Corral too. I can eat a salad, but I ain't doing that. But you can eat a salad at Golden Corral. No, it can't. No, I don't. You put your hand upon my hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Nah, I'm not dipping into that chocolate. Too many people dipping into that chocolate. I'm not dipping into that chocolate. Woo-wee. There, David says best buffet in the USA. Woo-wee. All right. We got to go. You sure you signed us off last week?
I did.
So,
because you said my sign off was weak. You know, that's
who
what I'm
said
going to
your
do.
sign off was weak?
You did, Glenn, after we finished our webcast. You told me it was weak.
Joey
So
said,
come next week, I'm going to have to practice and do something
oh my God,
extravagant.
Joey
just for
called
you,
me a
Glenn.
bully. Wow.
A bully.
OMG, there's a Golden Corral in New Hampshire in Western MA. I love me some Golden Corral. Only when my wife's not.
Well, that's that's where the next VectorVest event is going to be, right, Glenn?
At Golden Corral. Yes.
Golden Corral.
Why don't Joey do the sign off? Joey, sign off for us today. Now they can hear you. Say something.
Joey is woke.
It does pick you up. Say something. Joey just doesn't want. He's not a team player sometimes. Yo, say something. Wow. All right. All right, folks, we got to go. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bon dia. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, see ya.